Monday, so that means Matt Melzak is here. The Walleye coming off a 3-game weekend at home, and we're going to recap it all. Toledo came into the weekend leading the league in goals scored, and they continue to just pile it on Friday night, picking up their 5th straight win. Matt, how has this offense been so effective throughout the course of the season?
When you look at the way they are stacked up all the way throughout the lineup, you take, as it looked this weekend, that top line, you know they're going to score with TJ Hensick, you know, Brandon Hawkins. You got a great line up there at the top. And then you turn to the second line, Mitchell Hurd, Brett Boeing, Conlon Keenan has been on that line. I think that's just how deep Toledo is. And, you know, if they're a team that, you know, if you end up getting those guys like Brett McKenzie and Josh Dickinson and Marcus Vela back out of the American League, I mean, you're talking about a whole nother line that could go in to that offensive group for the Toledo Walleye. I think that's the biggest thing that Dan Watson wanted to make sure he had this year was scoring depth throughout all of the lines.
Unfortunately, that win streak and the offense, in a way, kind of came to an abrupt end once Reading came to town. The Walleye dropping both of those games against the Royals, really their first back-to-back losses since December of 2021. The Walleye faced a little adversity, though, in those 2 contests. So how does Toledo kind of overcome those tough moments, what few that they have had offensively, and look to move forward as they welcome 3 division rivals to town this week?
You know, I thought it was interesting. I asked the same kind of question to Dan Watson prior to the game on Sunday. I said, hey, you know, sometimes a loss can be a good thing just because you get into such a routine when you're winning. And sometimes when you're winning, you win and it creates habits. You know, you start to cheat a little more for offense because you've been winning. You look at the way those 2 games played out against Reading, and let's look at this here. Reading, very good team. They're one of the top teams in the Eastern Conference. That game Saturday night could have went either way. I mean, Ryan Lowney hits a post in the second period, could have very easily given Toledo the lead. Matter of fact, 5-on-5, Toledo was clearly the better team all night long. Great goaltending performance, cost you a game. And then on Sunday, Toledo didn't play their best. You could certainly look at that, and Reading capitalized on their opportunities. And that's just how the games can fall when you're taking on another good team that can do very similar things to you. If you create mistakes on yourself, then all of a sudden you're going to give up some goals against when you're taking on a team that kind of was a mirror image of what Toledo does so well. A
challenging weekend, but on the bright side, you alluded to it a little bit, the goaltending. Billy Christopoulos earning Goaltender of the Week honors last week, but how about Caden Fulcher getting his first start in net in 2 weeks? And despite the loss on Saturday, he had a really strong performance standing tall through those 2 periods. How have you kind of seen his game develop over the last 2 weeks?
Well, he's really, I mean, he's come a long way. A lot of people don't even think about this anymore. He's only 23 years of age. I mean, you know, there's going to be some goaltenders that are going to be drafted this year that are going to be 22, 23. He's 23 and already in his 4th year as a pro. You have to look at how good he has been overall. Hey, it's tough to go a couple weeks without playing in net and then to come out, face a really good team, play as strong as he did for 2 periods. I know he would have loved to have had the first goal back, the one that put Toledo behind 1-0. They came back and tied it at 1 after that. And then the 2 that he gave up after that, there were not many goaltenders are making those saves. So, I mean, he played fantastic, and he continues to do so all year.
Another group that really continues to show out the fans, right? 2 sellout crowds this week, and it really had that playoff feel downtown at the Huntington Center. Now with 3 home games to kind of start off the month of March coming up, what can fans expect with the Walleye looking to get back into the win column this week?
Well, I tell you what, we got a busy week. Pink in the Rink going on Friday night, and Sunday we'll have the pink ice going on. So the Breast Cancer Awareness Weekend starts up first weekend in March. That's always a big event, and you're right, Britt. When you're averaging over a sellout, that tells you you've done a lot of good things this year. And Toledo, we know it's a great hockey town. They support the Toledo Walleye. They support all of hockey here in Northwest Ohio. There's not a lot of teams in the league, not a lot of teams in the American League doing that either. So it's a great testament to the fans here in Toledo.
It should be a great week coming up. And remember, you can catch all those games right here on BCSN. Matt, as always, it's good to see you, and thanks for taking the time to come talk with us.
Always a pleasure, Brett.